Picture this. You turn on the TV, one channel shows a chaotic council estate, people shouting, police cars, headlines, and benefit fraud. Flip to another, and suddenly you're watching elegant manor homes, polished professionals, and success stories that seem inevitable. This isn't just entertainment, it's a pattern, and according to research, it's fundamental shaping how we see each other. Welcome to the hidden architecture of British media, where class isn't just reported, it's constructed. According to media scholar James Curran and Jean Seaton in 2003, noticed something striking in 2003. Tabloid newspapers like The Sun weren't just targeting working class readers, they were making assumptions about them. They assumed that they need simple language and celeb sports stories, that they aren't interested in political current affairs. This boils down to the working class as unsmart, thuggish, and the implicit message these working class leaders can't handle complexity and are seen as deviant or problematic. A real example of this is reality television programs such as Benefit Street or shows like Shameless focus heavily on unemployment, welfare dependency, and antisocial behavior, presenting these characteristics as typically of working class life. Characters such as Galler families being called white trash in South Side Chicago. In 2015, Prime Minister David Cameron called out people who choose to live life on a dole. Notice the word choose, as if poverty were simply a lifestyle decision. This reinforces the idea that working class are undeserving of state help. In 2015, Prime Minister David Cameron called out people who choose to Marxist researcher McKendrick in 2008 believed that this is very negative portrayal of working class people as the source of conflict act as a smokescreen to cover up capitalism being the root cause of social problems, diverting attention to these group of individuals that are being exploited holistically by the bourgeoisie. Now, how does the other half appear? Think Downtown Abbey, refined, cultured, their wealth seemingly justified by sophistication. Middle class characters in dramas are shown as hardworking, educated, successful, and deserving of their wealth. And the irony here is middle class workers are portrayed as professional jobs and degrees. This is media workers themselves, so they make news coverage that interests them. The Telegraph covers serious politics. Soap operas feature well mannered middle class families. The result? The version of normal becomes the version of normal. Rick Altman in 2005 found in Ball Knaves documented something remarkable. When Princess Charlotte was born, headlines ran for 3 days. The general election happening simultaneously, barely footnotes. Neo-Marxist Newman 2006 calls this celebrating hierarchy, endless coverage of the wealthy, almost none that genuinely critiques them. The Glasgow University Media Group further supports this by saying such representations are misleading because the media selectively exaggerates working class deviance while ignoring structural causes of inequality such as low wages, unemployment, and limited opportunities. Supporting this, Reiner in 2016 argues that media overrepresents working class street crime while underrepresenting white collar and corporate crime, protecting powerful groups from scrutiny. So, what happens when we consume this day after day? We make assumptions. Crime becomes associated with working class. Upper class lifestyle seemed deserved, natural, and inevitable. Inequality stops feeling like a problem. And it starts feeling like the way things are supposed to be. This leads to the normalization of inequality and promotes blame and stigma, as poverty and crime are seen as a result of individual failure rather than wider structural inequalities. British media doesn't just reflect society, it shapes how we understand it. Class division are built into very different stories we tell about ourselves. The question isn't whether media has power, it's whether we are aware of how that power is being used and who it's really serving.